Good morning, students. Welcome you all for Next Generation Learning. Today we are going to see the subject Physics and Class 9. Topic is Force and Laws of Motion. Under this, we are going to learn what is meant by force, effects of force, balanced and unbalanced force, Newton's first law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, Newton's third law of motion. First, we are going to see what is meant by force. Look at this image. Here, the first picture, the man pushing the block. In second picture, the man pulling the block. So, a push or pull of an object is called force. What is meant by force? A push or pull of a body is called force. The next topic is effects of force. Look at the first image. Here, the black is at rest position. A body at rest can be moved by a force. So, when I apply the force on the rest object, this object can be moved. So, from this we can say that the force is used to change the state of an object. In second case, the block is moving. The man gives the force to stop that object. So, a body in motion can be stopped by a force. Look at this diagram. A body can be changed in its shape or size by a force. So, when I apply the two forces in the spring in the opposite direction, here I stretched the spring in the two direction. So, the shape of the spring and the size of the spring is changed due to the given force. The same also in second diagram, I given two forces to compress the spring. So here also the shape and the size of the spring is changed. So the force is used to change the shape and size of the object. And look at this image. A body in motion can be changed in its direction of motion by a force. Example, if a body is moving in this direction, if I apply any force on this object, it can change their direction. So the force is used to change the direction of the object. So these are the effect of force. So what are the effect of force? A force can move a stationary body. A force can stop a moving body. A force can change the speed of moving body. A force can change the direction of moving body. A force can change the shape and size of a body. The force can change the shape and size of a body. We seen here. So, from this we can define the force. A force is an influencing agency which tends to change, which tends to move a stationary body, or which tends to stop moving body, or which tends to change the velocity or speed or direction of a moving body, and which tends to change shape and size of the body. Dear students, I hope you understood what is meant by force. A push or pull of a body is called force. What are the effects of force? A force is used to change a moving body to stop and a rest body to move, and it can change the direction, speed of a moving body, and also it can change shape and size of the body. The next we are going to see what is meant by balanced force and unbalanced force. Look at this diagram. Here the wooden block is placed on the table. There are the four forces are acted on this object. The first force, the weight of the object is acted in the downwards. And the table exert some force on the block in the upward direction. That is reaction exerted by the table. Here the wooden block gives some force to the downward direction. And the man giving two forces into opposite direction. The two forces are in opposite direction. So there are the four forces acted on this object. If the resultant of all the forces acting on your body is zero, the force are called balanced force. That means here these two forces are in opposite direction. So these two forces are cancelled each other. The same as this force and this forces are opposite direction. So these two forces are cancelled each other. The resultant forces of this object is zero. So this type of forces are called balanced force. If the resultant of all the forces acting on your body is zero, the forces are called balanced force. The block on the table is acted upon many forces. Force F applied by the left hand is being balanced by the force F applied by the right hand. The weight W of the block is balanced by the reaction R on the block. So the resultant force on this object is zero. So this type of forces are called balanced force. So what is meant by unbalanced force? If the resultant of all the forces acting on your body is not zero, the forces are called unbalanced force. Look at this diagram. Here there are four forces are acted. One is lift force and another one is weight. The next one thread force and drag force. The four forces are acted on this object. Unbalanced force can move a stationary body or they can stop a moving body. So if the four forces are not balanced to each other, this is called unbalanced force. This unbalanced force or help us to move a stationary object and stop a moving object. When we talk about a force acting on your body, we usually mean an unbalanced force. If your body is moving means here the balanced force or acting or unbalanced force is acting. Definitely the unbalanced force only acting on this object. The unbalanced force only make the object to move. The balanced force does not make the object to move. So if aeroplane is flying in the sky means here what type of forces acted on this object? The unbalanced forces acted on this aeroplane. Due to that, the aeroplane is moving. When the total force on the plane is in one direction, the force is called unbalanced. In unbalanced force, change the motion of the plane. For instance, when thrust is greater than drag, it is the unbalanced force that causes the plane to speed up or accelerate. Here, these two forces are acted in the opposite direction. When the thrust force is greater than the drag force, it causes the plane to speed up and it accelerates more the plane. In addition, the velocity of the plane increases, the lift force increase and becomes unbalanced force that cause the plane to fly. So when the lift and if you take a lift and a weight, these two forces are acted in opposite direction. When the lift force is greater than the weight force, the velocity of the plane increases. So I hope you understood what is meant by the unbalanced force. If the resultant of all the force on acting on an object is not zero, this force is called unbalanced force. So every moving body only possesses unbalanced force. And look at this diagram. Here the four forces are acted. One is a reaction force. This reaction force is exerted by the table on the block. The next one is a weight force. These two forces are in opposite direction. Here a man pulled the block in one direction. The another force is a frictional force. When the block is contact with the table, here the frictional forces occur. So there are the four forces are acted in this object. This is a frictional force. This force is acted by a human being, given by human beings, and this is a reaction force and weight force. Weight of the block is balanced by the reaction by the table on the block. So these two forces are the reaction and weight forces are balanced to each other. As long as the applied force F is less than the frictional force, then the block is not moved. When this force is less than the frictional force, the external force is less than the frictional force means the object does not move. When the external force is greater than the frictional force, the object can move. When the frictional force and the external force applied by the man is equal, the object does not move. I hope you understood how the frictional force and the external force are related to each other. When the external force is greater than the frictional force, the object can move. When the external force is equal to the frictional force, the object does not move. When the frictional force is the external force is less than the frictional force, the object does not move. The next topic is Newton's laws of motion. There are three laws of motion. First law of motion, second law of motion, and third law of motion. The first law, look at this diagram. Here the block is placed on the table. The state of this object is at rest. So unless and until it is acted upon by external force, it remains at rest. If I not give any external force on this object, this block will remain at a rest position. It cannot change their rest position. The same also, look at this diagram. Here the ball is in motion. So the ball continues to be in uniform motion unless until it is acted upon by an external force. If I not give the external force on this ball, the ball continue with their motion. So from this we can say that a body at rest will remain at rest, and a body in uniform motion will continue in uniform motion. How long? Unless and until it is compelled by an external force to change its state of rest or uniform motion. So this law is called Newton's first law of motion. If object is rest means it continue to be rest. If object is motion means it continue to be motion. How? Until we giving external force on that object. So it should be continued their own state until the external force is applied. So this law is called Newton's first law of motion. And the next one is inertia. The inertia is nothing but it is an inherent property of your body. It resists to change the state of rest or motion. Example, if you take any object that is a rest position, it always resists to change their state. If maybe the object is motion, if I change to stop that motion, it resists to change. So that is called inertia. How do we measure the inertia? The mass of a body is called inertia. If you take stone and a football in the same size, the football size and the stone size are equal in size. Which has more inertia? You can take ball and also stone and football. Both are in the same size. Which has more mass? The stone has more mass compared to the football. So the stone has more inertia than football. And also, if you take cricket ball and rubber ball in same size, cricket ball and rubber ball, which has more inertia? The cricket ball has more inertia than rubber ball. Why? The cricket ball mass is more compared to the rubber ball. So inertia is the one of the property present in the object. It resists to change their state of motion or rest. How to measure the inertia? Measuring the mass, we can say the inertia of your body. The examples for inertia: a passenger in bus jerks backward when the bus starts suddenly because the passengers tends to be in inertia of rest whereas the bus is moved away forcefully. Example: if you are sitting inside of the bus, when the buses started to move, you can feel some jerk. Why? When you are sitting in the bus, your position is a rest. When the buses started to move, it changed their state. Suddenly, you oppose your state of rest. So you can feel some jerk. And also, when a widget is flinked away, suddenly just a particle fall away as they tend to be inertia of rest. That means if body is a rest, it can be like to be rest. If a body in motion, it can like to be motion. So that is called inertia. What is a Newton's second law of motion? In the first law, we know that a body is a rest it until to be rest. If a body in motion until is to be motion, the external force is applied. If you applied any force on this object, is what will happen? Definitely this object will move. This is called second law of motion. When the object will move, it has momentum. This momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. If you give more force, the momentum is more. So the force is directly proportional to the momentum. So we can say that F equal to ma. And if you apply the force in this direction, the object move in this direction. Maybe if you apply the force in this direction, the object move in this direction. So the momentum of the object is in the direction of the force. If force is in this direction, the momentum also same as the force direction. What is the application of Newton's second law of motion? A cricket player moves his hand backward on catching a fast moving cricket ball. Because a fast moving cricket ball has a large momentum. When the ball is moving at fast, it possesses a large momentum. So, how to reduce the large momentum? In stopping a cricket ball, its momentum has to be reduced to be 0. If you are not reduce the momentum, the cricket player can hurt. So how the cricket player can reduce the speed of the momentum of the object? When a player moves his hand backward, the time taken to stop the ball increase and hence the rate of change of momentum decrease. So the force exerted by the ball on the hands decrease. So the hands of the player do not hurt. Dear students, you would understood. I think you would understood. When the cricket ball is moving at fast, the cricket player have to catch this ball. So this cricket ball has larger momentum. how I can reduce the momentum of this ball. If I if the cricket player hands at moved back means the time taken to ball reach at the hand is reduced. When the time is reduced, the momentum is when the time is increased, the momentum is decreased. So from this, the player do not get hurt when he catching the large large momentum ball. And the third one is Newton's third law of motion. The Newton's third law of motion is nothing but, in a first law we learn that the object is a rest or to be rest, it a motion or to be rest motion, the external force is applied. In a second law, when the force is applied, so what would happen? In a third law, if you apply a force on an object, definitely the object gives an opposite force to this force. So in every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is called Newton's third law. And action and reaction are just forces. The forces occurs in pair. Action and reaction do not act on the same body. Look here, this is an object. This is an action force. And this is a reaction force. The reaction force act on this person, and the action force is acted on this object. So action and reaction do not act on the same body. And action and reaction act on different bodies but simultaneously. The examples for Newton's third law of motion, look at this diagram. Here, look, here the two forces are acted at a two direction. The one is action force and another one is reaction force. And the action and reaction forces are acted simultaneously but in not same body. The action forces acted on this body, the reaction forces acted in this body. Look at this diagram. This is a recoil of a gun. When I give action force here, the reaction forces acted here. So this is an action force and this is a reaction force. The bullet emerged in this direction. So this is a recoil of gun. Here the recoil of the gun is acted in this direction. So here the reaction and action forces are in opposite direction. And look at this diagram. When the man is picked up from the boat to seesaw, the action forces acted in this direction, the reaction forces acted in this direction. Due to that reaction force, the boat get jerk. So dear students, I hope you understood what are the three laws of motion. The first law of motion and second law of motion and third law of motion. In a third law, every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. In a second law, the rate of change of momentum of your body is directly proportional to the applied force and the momentum is same as the direction of the force. And thank you for watching.